booktube universe. It has been such a long time, coming up close to a year. So lots of things have happened life-wise, like personal, health, everything. So I wanted this video to be just a kind of quick, kind of not, a little catch up on everything that's been going on. I know a couple of you have reached out to me about how everything is going with my health, and I just wanted to come on here and make a video and tell you what's been going on in my life, because a lot has been happening. I guess first and foremost, probably the biggest news, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you don't know, but Tony and I got engaged last October. It's official. He put a ring on it. So that is probably the biggest news of all that has happened since I have last done a video. So that's the most exciting thing. Other exciting news as well, we added a new little member to our family. We got a cat. Let me get her. Lily. Okay. Here she is. We got a little kitty. So she's still very much a kitten and likes to chew and bite, and we are trying to fix that. But obviously she is very rambunctious. I know it's terrible. Okay, go on. So that is Lil E is her name, her official name. We call her Lily, among other things, you know, pet names. Lily, do not mess with, no. Yes, we got her actually, Tony found an abandoned litter, him and his coworkers, while he was at work one day, and there were 4 or 5 little kittens just without a mom, and they all needed homes. So they all kind of drew straws of who would get a cat, because obviously everyone wanted a kitten. They were all very, very small, probably about like this big. They were very tiny little things. And this was back in August that this happened. So we've had her for quite a while now. Tony called me and was like, hey, should I put my name into this drawing to get a cat? I mean, neither of us have had a cat before. We've both been dog people our whole lives and still want dogs in the future. But this cat needed a home and we could give her one right now. And I was like, yeah, if it's meant to be, our names will be drawn. And sure enough, Tony's name was drawn. We went to pick her up, but because Tony, technically, he works in the wrestling industry. So he, since they were found at a wrestling arena, they all had to be named after wrestlers. So actually one of our favorite wrestlers is, a faction is New Day. So if you are wrestling fans, you know who I'm talking about. I'll put their pictures here. They're so fun and so awesome. They're great wrestlers. They're great on the mic. They're so funny. We listen to their podcast all the time. But one of the members' names is Big E. And I said, wouldn't it be funny if we named her Big E, but she's not big, she's tiny. So what about Lil E? Like Lil Sebastian from Parks and Rec. So and we started saying it, you know, like Lil E, and we're like, Lily, that is a great name for a cat. So Tony will kill me if I don't say this, her legal name is Lil E, but we call her Lily. So that is the story on that. That is Lily, who is a new member of our family since August. She is crazy, she is rambunctious, and I never expected a cat to be this psychotic, but apparently from all the people I've talked to, this is normal. So we're riding it out. We're learning how to be more cat people. We love her to death, but she is psycho. So those are the biggest fun updates. So obviously we've been dealing with a new kitten and getting her adjusted, us getting adjusted to her. We've been doing some wedding planning and visiting venues and tastings and expos and just kind of enjoying the engaged life so far. So those are the big happy updates. Yay. Wow, I got through that a lot faster than I thought I would. Another update for you we have been wanting to do our own YouTube channel together as a couple. So we are planning on doing this and making videos with each other, just something fun to do together as a couple. It's something we kind of always wanted to do together. He still wants me to have my own booktube thing and do my own YouTube videos, but also have a channel that we kind of do together. So we will probably be starting that very soon. And if that's the case, we will be telling all of the details on our relationship, how we met, his engagement story, how he proposed, and through his thoughts, what was going through my head, you know, just all of the ins and outs on that. So be on the lookout for that. We make an announcement on this channel as well whenever that goes up and that happens. But yeah, we're just two goofs and a cat. So we're living it up. We're trying to enjoy life. And that's kind of why I've been on a big hiatus lately. I just have had a lot of other things going on top of a lot of health things. So I guess that leads me into my next updates, health updates. If you have watched my previous video, so I think it was the last video I posted last year in March, I was diagnosed with Graves' disease, which is an autoimmune disease, and it affects your thyroid. So I don't know how to update on this because it has been such a weird, she just wants to be included, I guess. Lily, no ma'am, we're not doing this. Anyways, this has been the weirdest experiences I think I've ever had with doctors. Don't get me wrong, I have had some bad doctors, I've had some amazing doctors, but it has been a bit of a roller coaster, to say the least. So kind of going back, I was diagnosed in March or February, January, it was somewhere around there. I saw an endocrinologist, she did blood work, all these things, ordered an ultrasound for my thyroid, all of those things. Luckily, the ultrasound came back pretty good. There were no goiters, there were no ulcers, or there was nothing, no lumps or anything there that would be concerning, which is great news. Nothing concerning on the ultrasounds, just, I guess, things showing up in my blood work, saying that they're indicators for Graves' disease. So there is no one test that is end all be all. If you do this test, you know for a fact, yes, you have Graves' disease. No, you don't. There is no test for that. There is just monitoring your blood work, your thyroid levels, and testing for specific things that Graves' disease can affect. So, and it's so hard to explain because I'm still trying to wrap my brain around all of it. So basically what all of this means is that if they have kind of ruled a lot of other things out and you have these indicators within your blood work and ultrasounds, then you most likely have Graves' disease. But again, there's no one test that says, yes, you do or no, you don't. With that being said, I then switched to another endocrinologist. The medicine I was on, I didn't feel like it was working. I felt so sluggish still all the time and fatigued all the time. And I was going through a lot of issues. So they switched my medication to something different. And with any thyroid problem, like an overactive thyroid, which is what I had, because I don't anymore. My levels have been normal the past like 2 or 3 blood tests I've done, which is great. Basically, you have 2 options as far as medication goes. And if those medications don't work for you, then your options are radioactive iodine like therapy, which is basically a pill that you take that comes in like a tin tube, that because and you're not allowed, like once you've taken it, you're not allowed to like be in the same bed with another person. Like there's a risk of infecting them with like radioactive, it's scary. Like I don't want to be putting something in my body that could potentially affect my partner. Like that is so strange to me. But apparently it works for people, but it just kills your thyroid from the inside. So basically you would have to be on medication the rest of your life if you did this form of therapy. And the only other options after that is surgery to completely remove your thyroid. And again, in that situation, you have to take medication for the rest of your life because you now no longer have this organ that your body needs. So there's not many options when it comes to dealing with Graves' disease or an overactive thyroid. So I tried the first medication, wasn't working for me because we tested my levels again. Some of them were in range and got better. One literally did not change. So they said, yes, we need to try you on this other medication. I have now been on that medication since that time. We have slowly been kind of weaning me off of it because my levels, like I said, have been in range and have been doing better, which is great news. The other thing though is with me telling this doctor, this one endocrinologist, listen, I'm still fatigued and I'm still experiencing all of these symptoms. What can I do? And she could not give me an answer. There was literally nothing that she could do, and that bothered me, that she had nothing at all to recommend to me. And I was getting very frustrated. And to be fair, at this time, I was very, very frustrated and not in a great headspace. So I went to see another endocrinologist to get a second opinion because that never hurts. And he was giving me a little bit more things, like better alternative, like holistic approaches to trying to feel better and to somewhat help with my levels. He said from the very beginning, this is not guaranteed to help your levels, but it could help your symptoms, which is what I was aiming for, because at this point, again, I was not in a great headspace. At this point, I just wanted to feel better. I didn't care if my levels were not in range or anything. I just wanted to feel like myself again. So with that being said, I started seeing this new endocrinologist and things were going better. My levels were becoming getting in range, and I was doing a little bit better, still experiencing symptoms like I said. And I was kind of at my wit's end at this point, doing tons of research, trying different things, reading lots of different books, because book person, trying to read up on this stuff. I wasn't finding a lot of things that were super helpful. It didn't feel like they were helpful. And I was trying to find a way that was going to be a more holistic approach, if not like a functional medicine person, to help me with my diet, with exercise, with vitamins and supplements, as well as using prescription drugs if it's needed. So I actually started seeing another person that is more of a functional medicine practitioner, and they have been helping me a lot with my diet. So you see a doctor and also a health coach, and they both help you with, again, your diet, vitamins and supplements, doing blood work, ordering all that kind of stuff, helping you with your prescriptions if you need it. And they have actually been helping tremendously. And the health coach keeps you on the path of doing better with your diet and nutrition and finding what works best for you. And I will be honest, I am not a great patient when it comes to the health coach. I feel so bad, but I always find an excuse of why I can't do something or why I won't do something. And it's a bad habit of mine, and I'm trying to break it. But this health coach that I have is amazing, and she literally finds something to throw back at me so that I have no excuse. And that has been super, super helpful. And I have been finding that I'm doing a lot better these days. I will still say I am not 100% working with this functional medicine practitioner. They looked at my blood work and said, oh no, you don't have Graves' disease. So that was a bit of a shock to go so many months with all these different doctors telling me you have Graves, you have Graves, you have Graves, to now all of a sudden, no. Okay. And I saw an eye doctor just for a normal checkup, and I told them what was going on because it was kind of happening around that same time. And they said, no, I don't think you have Graves' disease, because they are very aware of the Graves' eye disease, which is a factor in Graves' disease. Not everybody who has Graves gets this, but it's a big factor. So they are very aware and know what Graves is and thyroid problems and how it can affect your eyes. And they very clearly thought I didn't have Graves' disease either. So I have all these doctors saying, yes, you do have it. All these other doctors saying, no, you don't. I was very confused. I'm still very confused, to be honest. I'm still seeing this second endocrinologist as well as this functional medicine practitioner. and just trying to get to the bottom of it. But of course, with your thyroid levels, you monitor them every 3 months or so. And that's on the aggressive side because of how slowly your thyroid levels change. And it's unfortunate. And this is what I have been told. Again, I am not a doctor. I am not scientific. I don't know. I am not licensed in anything. I'm just saying what my experience has been, what doctors have told me, and what research I have done myself. Again, this is not all set in stone. Please don't take this as like scientific advice or doctoral advice. This is just my own experience, and it's been really frustrating and really upsetting, especially since I haven't been feeling myself. I haven't been feeling 100%. So that's kind of the update on all of that. I'm still in the middle of trying to figure out if solidifying, yes, I have it, no, I don't, because everyone is telling me different things. And I have another follow-up with my endocrinologist to show him all of my ultrasounds that I did last year and see if he needs to order new ones, all of that kind of stuff. On top of the scleroderma, which is another autoimmune disease, which I know that I have. That has been proven, unfortunately, but thankfully I haven't shown any symptoms thus far, but still running tests and monitoring me for all of that, just to make sure that nothing else is going on with that. I'm just trying to stay on top of it, because if we stay on top of it and stay ahead of the curve, it will be much better for me in the long run. So with all of that being said, I realized I had another update for you. Also, another reason why I have not had any energy or motivation to make videos. I got a job. Yay! Like a full-time working job that is a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday type of job. I am working at my university's library, so yay, fun. I am not a student, so I'm just working at the university full-time, my local university here. So I'm working in the library, so I'm surrounded by books every day. It's not as magical as you would think, but it's a job, and I love, love, love my coworkers. They make it all amazing. The work that we do can be kind of tedious. I work in the customer service kind of section, like circulation desk, and so dealing with patrons and problem people and challenging situations can get tiresome and can be kind of draining throughout your day. But my team is so amazing, and they make me want to come into work every day. So I am so lucky and so thankful to have that and to have a steady routine again, because I think that was not putting me in the great headspace of all of this medical stuff. I think it's really good to have that routine, a set schedule for yourself. And if that means you set it yourself, and when you're working from home and you have a set routine and schedule and that works for you, that's amazing. I am not as disciplined as that. I need someone forcing me to actually do these things. And if that means going into work, then that's what I'll do. I'm still agenting on the side. I'm still signing clients, selling books, exciting news on that front coming soon. I'm still working with books, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. Life has been weird, but pretty amazing. Like I said, going through a lot of medical stuff and health stuff last year was a bit of a bummer, and still kind of dealing with it. But obviously we had some really amazing things happen in the last half of the year. Getting engaged, getting a cat, getting a job, being an adult, been pretty awesome, and I'm so excited. More wedding plans, to be announced soon. Hopefully, again, on that new channel that Tony and I will be doing and putting together. And hopefully those videos will be coming out pretty soon for you. But on that front, those are the biggest updates, the biggest things I wanted to tell you about. Keep you in the loop of what was going on. As far as reading wise, I went through a very horrible reading slump when I got this job. I was so tired every day and was trying to get back into the routine of doing things again and getting up every day, Monday to Friday, and working and doing things. So I was not reading a whole lot from the end, August to mostly December, not reading a bunch. But with that being said, I'm going to do a whole other video of, things coming soon. Books that I loved last year, new books that I'm currently reading, finally kind of getting out of my reading slump again past couple of months. So I will be updating on all of that. But I just wanted to give a quick update on my life, health, personal, love, relationships, everything, the gamut, the full gamut of everything. So thank you guys so much for reaching out. It meant a lot to me. I could not believe that some of you had reached out asking like, how's everything going with your health and what's going on? Like, I'd love to know. So I really, really appreciate it. And I love hearing from you guys. So reach out anytime. But like with YouTube, I was on a hiatus on Instagram as well. Didn't really post much over there. So I'm hoping to change that. I am not going to be setting any restrictions on myself with this. I just want to do this for fun, update when I can, just have fun making these videos again. So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you got through this whole video and are still with me, thank you very much. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I would love it if you stick around. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I know a lot of it was kind of a bummer, but there were a lot of good things too. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And I think that's it. So I will see you guys in another video very soon.